Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. It's a great privilege and pleasure for me to be speaking at the launch of the autobiography of one of the great fighters for freedom in the South Asian subcontinent. And at the outset, I would like to present my compliments to Mr. Muhammad Khan Achakzai Sahib, former governor of Balochistan and the son of the esteemed Abdus Samad Khan Syed, for a very well written translation. It's like as if the original was in English, because I read the English version and it has been there. I would also like to compliment Mr. Mahmood Khan Achakzai Sahib, my old friend, because when he was underground in the days of General Zia, we were the first to interview him in the Muslim in 1986. Because those days he was in exile in Afghanistan, and I went to Afghanistan also because I felt that Pakistan's Afghan policy was flawed, and both he and I were proven right, because Bacha Khan ka janaza tha, bilkul sahi hai. I also was there. That was the first time the border was opened up, and it was a very historic time. And thank you, sir, for that historical interview. This book is a very fascinating account of one of the most unique personalities that Pakistan has produced, and in fact South Asia has produced. And three aspects of this book, in my view, are very unique. One, the understanding, the grasp of Pashtun culture, the Pashto language, literature, and the personality of Khan Syed, who is a very open, upfront, honest, frank and candid analyst and observer. Whether it's the issue of women's rights, whether it's the issue of relationships, whether it's the issue of tribal sardars. The second aspect is his commitment to his province, Balochistan. At that time it was not a province. And here is this young man of 23 who becomes a political prisoner in 1930. And at the age of 24, Mr. Abdus Samad Achakzai has the confidence, the courage, the commitment to his land, to his people, to his cause, to seek an appointment with two great leaders of South Asia, the Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Mahatma Gandhi. And he goes to Bombay to meet both of them. He travels with Mahatma Gandhi, spends time with him, and his only purpose is to present the case of Balochistan, that it should be a province and it should be given due rights. And then he seeks an appointment with the Quaid-e-Azam and meets him at Malabar Hills in Bombay at his residence. The Quaid speaks to him in English and he speaks to him in Urdu, but they communicate. And this is because just before they are going to the Roundtable Conference in London, RTC, in 1931. And then the third aspect of this book, which is very impressive, is the global worldview of this young, brilliant Pashtun nationalist, Abdus Samad Achakzai Sahib. Two speeches of his in the book are worth reading. One is at the age of 27, when he is a political prisoner. He addresses the court, and you can see his global view. The other one is in 1939, when he addresses the political party that he formed, Anjuman-e-Watan. His commitment to education, his commitment to equality of people, his commitment to the cause of women. People say Pashtuns are very conservative. We're talking of 80 years ago. He's talking of women's rights, and very frankly also, relationships are being discussed. And I think that shows his global worldview. He discusses in his speech the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, the Irish Revolution. He discusses Lenin. He discusses De Valera. He discusses Mazzini, who is the intellectual father of Italian unification. So you can see this young man from Balochistan at that time, before internet, before anything else, has this understanding, is a self-taught person of what is happening in the world around him. It's not just in his own region, his own district. And then he's very clear about his political views. But after the creation of Pakistan, it's very impressive. He writes these letters. And these letters to the Quaid-e-Azam and to Liaquat Ali Khan. And he says very clearly, Pakistan is our home and country, and after independence, I accept as our homeland and make its existence, unity and strengthening our aim. Very clearly about Pakistan. One important lesson of this book, which is relevant today, is the role of the courts. When he addresses the courts, he says, humanity has suffered and has been a victim of court of law's iniquitous judgment. ना इंसाफी के खिलाफ जो उन्होंने आवाज उठाई उस वक्त बरतानवी कोर्ट के सामने 27 साल की उम्र में, उसके अब आज भी उसकी अहमियत है और फौकियत है। और आप देख लें कि अगर पाकिस्तान में भी मौजूदा दौर में अगर गड़बड़ हुई है, तो जब बड़े सुप्रीम कोर्ट्स ने नाइंसाफी की है, 1975 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अवामी नेशनल अवामी पार्टी को बैन कर दिया गद्दार कहने के, 79 में जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो को फांसी दे दी, और 2017 में सॉफ्ट कू के जरिए मियां साहब को रिमूव कर दिया। तो ये जो इस किस्म के जजमेंट्स हैं, and Abdul Samad Achakzai Sahab was ahead of his times. He talked of this, and that is how there is a credibility gap. So I feel that learning from this book, I am reminded of the saying of the great Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping, and he said, seek truth from facts, and the facts are in this book, and the truth comes out very clearly. So I compliment your family also, sir, Mr. Muhammad Khan, Achakzai Sahab, Mahmood Sahab, aapko bhi, aap doston ko bhi, and I think this should be compulsory reading for students of history. And also I would like his observations as a journalist, because I've been a journalist also. He launched the first publication in Balochistan called Istiqlal. There was no Indian Press Act, but he made sure that in Balochistan there would be a voice. He talked of freedom of expression as a media person, as a journalist. And then his visit to Afghanistan in 1969, King Zahir Shah's Afghanistan, is amazing, where he captures the essence of Afghan society under King Zahir Shah, which was a very developed and a progressive Afghanistan under the royalty of that period. So it's been a great learning experience. I thank you for honoring me with this invitation to address this book, and I've read the book, sir, from cover to cover, all 700 pages in the last 3 days. So I'm all the more wiser. Thank you, sir. And long live Khan Shahid. Thank you.